his phone. He said, put in your address. I said, well, why don't you put in your address and then I'll put in mine? And he was like, no, we're going back to yours. And I said, no, we're not.
What's your craziest college confession?
Let me hear what she said. I can't say that.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Can I whisper it to you first?
Yeah.
Craziest college confession is that I drink beer.
Yo, mama should have swallowed you. You don't belong in this matrix. You need to be wiped off this planet.
You continually do it.
Like when he goes to the bathroom, she's like, ooh, let me come.
So you would drink mine?
Are you for real?
Yeah, I'm for real.
Not on camera. Do you want my number?
Yeah, we can
Okay, I'll put it in. She told you that and now you
I want her to see if she gonna drink my
How you mad she choosing me? I like what she do to me.
It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up.
Fellas, if you're dating someone and you want to know about them, like who they truly are, don't worry about hiring a private investigator or setting up some elaborate scheme to see if they're worthy or loyal. Just get some random dude on the side of the street to speak into their phone or microphone and have a camera rolling. She whispered it as if it was not going to be out there in the world.
Unpopular opinion, but if you meet a guy and he's willing to give you head, he's willing to give you whatever you want, he's like obsessive, he's very like, spoil, 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 please run away. I promise you, please run away. Because those guys will end up being the most toxic motherfuckers you ever met. Run away. I'm telling you, just trust me on this. If they are obsessed with you from the very start, or they're like giving you everything you want, run. I'm telling you, just do it. Just trust me.
Are you selling any worn thongs? This is on the 12th. No response. On the 24th. Are you selling a thong? Reply on the 25th. Obviously not. Reply. Please, from a serious buyer. She replied, I never doubted how serious you were. I've just told you, obviously not. Reply. But it's not weird or anything, so I don't get the problem.
Bro, I'm offering cash.
I'm offering cash for the thongs.
Run it
I'm
up.
a serious buyer. I'm a serious buyer. Are you selling them or not? Because I'll move on to the next serious buyer.
It must be nice just to have random people throwing money at you. My question is this the Cisco thongs or is this the across the pond wear on your feet thongs? Help me out, comment down below on which one he was talking about. Either way, selling those, that's not hard to do if you're a woman. Must be nice.
I'm going to tell you something I wish I had known about relationships in my early 20s, okay? The person that's going to help you grow and push you to be your absolute best self is not the person that allows you to sit in your toxic ways and continue to self-sabotage without saying something and holding you accountable. Okay, a person who loves you isn't going to try to change you or fix you, but rather remind you of your potential and all that you're capable of being, even when you have forgotten about it or can't see it.
You think you've had a hard time dating? I once went on a date with a guy, ABC Cosina, and he showed up with an overnight bag. And I just knew it was an overnight bag. I knew it wasn't a gym bag. At the end of the date, he's like, oh, I'll call us a car. I said, okay, cool. He hands me his phone. He said, put in your address. I said, well, why don't you put in your address and then I'll put in mine? And he was like, no, we're going back to yours. And I said, no, we're not. It's not a homeless shelter. I'm not taking in strays. We're not doing that. It's not happening. You're going home and I'm going home. So if you want to call me a car home, that's great. And once I told him that, he said he wasn't going to call me a car. And I said, that's fine. I'll call my own car. Peace out, Girl Scout. To the man that brought his overnight bag to my date. Are you dumb or stupid?
Bravo for this girl for having standards and sticking to her guns. She went a little left by insulting him towards the end, but it was good that she wasn't going to let some stranger come into her home and where she lays her head down. kudos to you. Just, keep it classy.
Let these be your rules when you start dating, ladies. Endless texting in the beginning can be very dangerous because it creates a false sense of intimacy. Texting makes you think that you know this person and that you care for this person, but that is not the real world. The real world is when you meet somebody and when you actually go on dates. So make sure to continue your life as you normally do it and keep the texting limited until you really get to know him. Don't accept any last-minute dates. If a man really likes you, he has to show it through his actions. And his actions show up in the form of organizing a nice date. If he texts you late at night and he says, "What's up? Shall I come by?" It's always a no. Don't sleep with him until you know that you're actually exclusive together. Tell him this: "I would love to see where our connection goes. And I would like to not date any other man while I'm getting to know you better." And then you see how he reacts. And one more thing, until you establish this, please date other men, because you have to find out what your options are and what the best choice for you is.
She's pretty, but look at her hip dips. Shut up! Look closely, really closely. There's a bone, and if the skin goes on the bone, then there's gonna be a dip, cause there's a dip in the bone.
I'd bet good money that's an insult coming from another woman. I've yet to hear any man talk about I like her, man, she's got those hip dips.
Super Bowl girlfriend argument. Oh, Jesus. Isn't that just like them? To just get in an argument while you're trying to watch the fucking Super Bowl. I'm just judging this before I even read it. It's like, God forbid my attention is on something else. I'm not going to leave you for the Super Bowl. It's just a game I'm watching. Stop acting like I'm checking out another woman. Okay? All right. Hey, Bill, I'm writing to ask advice on how to watch sports with my girlfriend. I already have some thoughts on this. This is all your fault at this point. All right? But it isn't, because you're only 28. All right? 28, you're getting a little long in years to be putting up with this kind of behavior with somebody that you're with. All right? I like to watch sports. You like to watch Real Housewives. Do I give you grief when you're watching that shit? Let me watch what I want to watch. Stop nagging me. You think I'm a nag? Yes. I'm 28 years old, and by some miracle, a woman has decided to love me continuously for the past 10 months. All right, so you have low self-esteem, self-deprecating. This is why you're getting into these. You got to have some backbone. You got to consider, you got to give yourself some value. All right, I'm over the moon and ecstatic about my relationship with her. However, last night during Super Bowl 58, we had a couple of arguments during a watch party. As a Falcons fan, I normally watch football by myself. There's no point in depressing the people around me while watching my team. This guy's funny. I like this guy. However, I decided to go to a Super Bowl watch party for the first time ever, and I took my girlfriend with me. During the entire second half, I didn't even look at her. I was fully focused on the game. Yeah, it was an exciting game. At the end of the game, we were all saying our goodbyes, and I found my girlfriend sitting on a chair alone in the corner of the room. Bill, I've never seen her more mad. She didn't yell at me in front of my buddies, but we had a private talk about how I can't ignore her during games. I wasn't actively trying to ignore her. This is just how I watch football. How can I express this in a relatable way to her? Thanks.
I don't understand, when they're in a relationship, women for some reason do not want their better half to have a good time. How dare you enjoy yourself? And here's the thing. In this situation, he was not enjoying himself. That ended up being a terrible game for Falcons fans that we still hear about it till this day. Seems to me that you guys have to get your own separate hobbies, and you're going to have to get in your corner and watch that game all by yourself. And she's just going to have to understand there's things that she's into where she gets her alone time, and you're going to have to peel off some alone time for yourself. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll catch you the next time.